I know I have some moms with teenage girls, and I know I have some young ladies that follow me. This young lady wrote this. She says, I regret having a baby. Let's look at this post. She says, so let me start by saying I'm 19 years old. I met my boyfriend when I was 17 and he was 16, and I got pregnant and had my baby at 18, and my boyfriend was 17. It was, of course, not planned, but we also weren't being the safest, so there was always a chance. Before we had our baby, we went out with friends all the time, and we were always spur of the moment doing things. It was so fun, and I felt so alive and happy. I was truly the happiest I have ever been. When I found out I was pregnant, I was happy and scared, but I really did think I would be a great mom. His family is the best. All his brothers have kids, and his family was happy about the baby, and so was mine. I knew they would help us so much. After I had my baby, I felt like my boyfriend still got to have a life and his friends, and I didn't, which I think was a part of my sadness at first. My baby is now 6 months, and the feeling hasn't gone away. I miss eating and taking showers when I want to. I miss going out with our friends. I miss date nights and vacations. I miss being a teenager. I feel like I had one chance at life and I threw it all away. And I love my baby, but sometimes I wish he was just my nephew. Will this feeling ever go away? A part of me can't wait for all of our friends to have babies so they will be sad and miserable alongside me, which is terrible to say. I know. I just worry that I'll always be miserable with my life because I had a baby. This is why I am so glad that the teenage birth rate is declining. I'm glad that the 20 somethings, their birth rate is declining. This teenager, she said her boyfriend's life hasn't changed much. And the terrible thing is, she is wishing that her friends had babies so they could be miserable with her. I really want you ladies, you moms, the young ladies that watch me to know and understand that this is what parenting is like when you're the woman. You get the responsibilities. The men get to come and go as they please. They get to be the fun parent. And that's literally the reason why women need to opt out until these men start holding their responsibilities, doing their part. Now, it is, I mean, these people are very young. She is 19, he's 18 years old. So they are very, very young. But even if they weren't, because we've seen the stories where men, even middle aged men, are not carrying their weight. So women really, really need to hold off on kids and then until they're in such a position that, these are really what they want. They know that they have a support system and they have lived some life and all of that. Disastrous Visit says, having kids is hard, and yes, it destroys your personal time. As your kid gets older, you'll get more freedom back, and by the time they're a full-grown adult, you'll only be in your 30s with your whole life left. Don't have more kids you aren't ready for. But saying that to someone who's a teenager who she knows that she's about to miss a good chunk of fun that her 20 something friends are about to have. She's missing out on so much, especially if she doesn't have a support system. I don't know if that's solace to say by the time that you're in your 30s, because for a lot of teenagers, 30s might seem like old people. Our group says, I agree with this. I'm a 40-year-old dad with a 3-year-old. By the time your child is in college, you will be my age now, and your whole life will still be ahead of you. I'm sure it doesn't feel that way now, but wait till you get here. LOL. 40 is still young. One thing I can maybe offer is to say, don't shy away from local parenting groups. Just because you feel like the other parents are older than you might not be on the same page as your peers right now. In fact, I can promise you that you are not. And that probably feels really difficult. And it is difficult. But there are good people out there who are also going through the experience of being first time parents who will not care at all how old you are if you are a good person and share the same values. In fact, a support group of older friends who are also first time parents might be an invaluable resource. Just don't be afraid to put yourself out there and meet and connect with people. We are all going through a lot, and being a parent is not easy at any age. 2 month to expulsion says the kid will be driving by the time she's 35. To a 19-year-old, that sounds like a decrepit person who missed their best life. To anyone older than 40, especially who had kids late, they may be a little envious at times. Exactly, that's what I was thinking. DM me kitten says, I'm turning 36 soon, and other than the issues I was born with, life is great. I still feel like I did when I was in my 20s. I have a preteen now, and a lot of energy that was sucked out during the more needy times has come back. Okay, this is the OP talking. She says, yes, I feel guilty, but I'm looking forward to when my son is in his teens or at least around 10 years old so I can have more freedom back. I truly do believe I will enjoy it when he's older and able to help himself more. My boyfriend does want 2 kids because he loves his siblings and he doesn't want our son to be lonely, but I feel like with only having one, he will get our full attention and he can go everywhere with us and we can be a happy family of 3. We will have to have a serious talk about it soon because I don't want to put myself in this situation again. And being an only child can have its perks as he will be spoiled. Our son already has 6 cousins, all close to his age, so I think he'll have plenty of family. But your boyfriend is not doing anything, he's not helping with the parenting. So do not have kids with somebody else, with this man, if he's not having, and I call him a man, but he's also still a kid. So don't have any more babies with this kid, and he's not doing his part. You're going to be saddled down with these 2 kids on your own. Randy Ready account says, tell this to him. If he wants more kids, he needs to take on more alone time with the baby so you can have a night out. Buffalo Steve says exactly this. If he wants more kids, he needs to forfeit some of his free time to allow you to have a life too. It's pretty simple. Silver Doe says, agree. If he wants more kids, y'all need to have enough income to support the entire family. I doubt you'll be living with family for the next 20 years, but that's the plan then okay. And how do you have enough income at 18 and 19 years old in this economy? They're just like out of high school. What kind of money could they really be making? Little Honeybee says, I had my daughter at only 17, so I know exactly how you feel. She's almost 30 now, and I'm not going to lie, it was hard, but it does get better. Please don't have another baby anytime soon. Get an education so you can support the one you have and enjoy more freedom as he gets older. If you don't have any more, you'll still be young when he's grown. It seems like forever from now, but it will happen. That's what I needed someone to say. And I really hope that this young lady is listening to this advice. Do not have more because it will only get harder and harder to dig yourself out of that hole. All right, so I'll just do this last one. It says, oh, honey, I'm 36 and I feel the same way. I have a 3 and a 4-year-old. I hope it gets better for you. Having kids is hard AF. You need to be very selfless a lot of the time. Ask for more help from your boyfriend. He should really be giving you breaks away from the baby. He has a large family. Anyone you trust enough to have them watch the baby so you get a date night. Watch out for postpartum depression. Men can also suffer from it. I don't believe that. Be strong for yourself. Can't feel from an empty cup. All right. I don't believe the whole men in postpartum depression. Maybe depression because he has, responsibilities and stuff. But if he's not even pitching in and doing his part of the parenting, I don't know where the postpartum depression comes in. All right, y'all. Go ahead, weigh in. Please make sure that you're sharing this type of sentiment with other young ladies because they need to understand that babies are cute, but babies suck your time, energy, and resources. They suck from your whole body. They drain you, especially in the very beginning. And you are going to forfeit a big chunk of your life. When you're in your teens and your 20s, you should be out there partying, having fun, living for yourself, not for a baby. Please don't do this. All right, join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.